Welcome everyone to our live stream here on lichess and Twitch. I'm International Master Will Paschall, otherwise known as Sledgy. You can challenge me to a Blitz game here on lichess.org. My account here is Sparkle Horse. We're taking 5+3 casual challenges. What's up, Vera Carlson, Troll to Roll, Schieberspieler, Asterbait. We've got 2.5 hours. I just posted a link to lichess's answer to Fat Fritz 2. There was a scandal about ChessBase stealing and marketing open source chess programs as their own product. Pretty serious charges, and I think most likely something everyone should check out. Likely some sort of major scam there. Anyway, ChessBase has been declining for years. They make a lot of money, but I think that this article is really bad news for them. What's up, guys? I'm going to take challenges 5+3. So Virat Carlson is first. Juicebox Wizard, welcome. Alright guys, 5+3 casual, we're getting started. What about you, Schieberspieler? Are you going to stream today? You got a tournament at 2 o'clock? We're going to start off with a nice, quiet Caro-Kann to get things rolling. Snuggles the Snail, what's up? Thank you for watching. Alright. So we've got e4, d4, knight c3, mainline Caro-Kann. Let's play old school. Not as many players today play this line. I never really had good results with this variation. It's okay. It's fairly solid. Prohashka Peter played this. It's a lot in common with good old Jonathan Spielman. Alright, knight g3 is valid here. Bad in some other lines, like after knight f6. This is a main variation. I'm afraid my theoretical knowledge is a little bit vague. Never really playing this much. Maybe bishop d6 should be played immediately. I'm not really sure. Alright, pawn is a pawn. Plastic bottle. You know how the plastic bottles, if they're a little crunched up, they start making this noise on their own? Plastic bottles need to be recycled. Bishop to b5. Whoa. Master. Alright, I'm going to develop. I can't hope to save my d-pawn, but at least I get my bishop developed. We're out of here. Juicebox says, I haven't played chess in ages, still a provisional 1800 rating, but my blitz is 1400. Provisional 1800? In what? What are you talking about, Willis? The classical variety? Or rapid, or what? Rapid? Juicebox, you're absolutely welcome to challenge. Thanks for remaining a subscriber through your inactive period. Here's the article I was referring to earlier. Why can't I copied something? I can't paste. Lichess is like publishing a scathing forum article about ChessBase stealing their stuff. Everybody should read this if you're interested in chess engines at all. Alright. Viking beer, right. Vikings made the best beer. Correct. Let's see, A6. Oh, you already commented on the Facebook page? It's not surprising at all, actually. When you got a company like ChessBase that's formerly successful but sort of struggling, you know, probably they let this guy kind of start doing his own stuff and out of control. Probably the owner of ChessBase didn't even realize what was going on. But you got to be responsible for your personal business. But that Albert Silver guy, honestly, when I saw years ago he started doing articles for like ChessBase, I was like, who is this guy? You know, he's got no real name in chess, and he just like appeared. He's an expert in everything. That's a bad sign. When you're an expert in everything, but you have no credentials. All right, what are we gonna do? Rook d8. Rook to d8. Knight g4 looks strong. But how are we going to finish him off? Knight g4 fishing pole. Home PC. I don't know what to do. Help. It looks like black's good, but I'm not seeing a way to play. Yeah, I mean, ChessBase has been striving to stay relevant, I would imagine. Pretty lame. But they don't have a really good competitor in chess databases. There is no really good online chess database, Juicebox. For the most part, just professionals really need a chess database. But you can't compare like using the Opening Explorer on lichess to a true chess database. It's just not good enough. So lack of competition has allowed them sort of to survive. There used to be like Chess Assistant from Russia. That was bought out, Konvetka. I don't know, they were bought at some point. Maybe it's still owned by a similar kind of company. Just not enough market for chess databases. That was the one thing that ChessBase was really good for. Not for their playing site. Really for the database. Their playing site sort of sucks. It always did. But I think that was an afterthought. They didn't really care about the Play Chess site. Marketing DVDs. I think that's their number one thing, probably. Things like marketing DVDs. Their biggest money maker. But now, I mean, there are tons of competitors on that front. It's outrageous what some people try to pull off. Did this guy think he could pull that off? For real? I mean, it's scary. Why didn't I take? Because it's not going anywhere. This is a permanent weakness that's not leaving the building. I also like being on your rook, so you can't play a move like rook e4. I could take, probably. But I really want to trade queens. Schieberspieler knows what I'm talking about. Confidence in the endgame. Oh, that was Troll who was asking. I thought it was, I don't know, I thought it was my opponent for a second. For some reason, I thought Virat Carlson was asking. The number one priority there for me, I think, was to trade queens. Wow. B4. I lost power. Oh, you lost power. Talk to Elon Musk. Elon Musk, sorry. He's got some satellite internet for you. You might want to get. Not just a pawn up endgame, but bishop versus knight. Better king. I love it. Pawn majority. I'd buy that. Skynet. Blade Runner. He's doing a good job hanging in around here. I want to move to the wilderness. Somewhere in like the upwoods part of Maine where people won't bother me. Don't bother me, kid. Get a cheap house. Whoa, took that way. Yeah, you have to sack the knight there. Yeah, I'll try to become Stephen King. But I am working on the beard. The Unabomber. Unabomber wasn't from Maine, was he? Alright. I'm starting to look like Bobby Fischer. The late stage Bobby Fischer. Which is not good. Pandemic. I'm going to shave today. Alright. Troll and Roll, Schieberspieler, Scared Knight, Praying Mantis, Dweep, Amirales, VIP. We've got a new challenger here. And Leon the Fast. I could try a snowmobile. That sounds fun. Vermont's cool too. I'm considering Vermont. Vermont's real estate's a little spicier than Maine though. I've been looking at both. You get a better deal in Maine. Probably lower taxes. Let's see. Alright. I'm not considering Southeast Asia at this time. Alright, Troll and Roll. Chess 960. Where are we? E4. Shiza, welcome. Welcome everybody. Much better deal. Yeah, the housing prices in Maine are definitely good. You could buy a big old house for a reasonable price. E4, E5. Knight F3. It's the Roy Lopez. I'm castled. Where's my queen? Alright, it's the Spanish. No, it's the Scotch. Hey, J.K. Linney, what's up? +1 for Vermont. Dropping by for a second to say hello. Yeah, I hope you're well too. That's funny. J.K. Linney getting on the Vermont vote. No, I don't know. I'm just thinking when the pandemic's over. Where would I move back to if I go back to the United States? At some point. I never planned to move to Hungary forever. But I like it. It's nice here. But I'm homesick. Alright, we've got D4. Yeah, in upstate New York, Juicebox Wizard. I want to live near Bernie Sanders. Okay. There's no European cities in the United States. That's true, Troll. That's why it's the United States and not Europe. A lot of people say like San Francisco and Boston are the most European, but insanely expensive. to buy real estate. Although cities are cheaper now, it seems like because of the pandemic, this might be a good time to buy something if you had the money. To buy an inner city property is like $50,000 less than it was probably a year ago. Knight f6. Pressure on that pawn. f3 is pretty weakening. I'm reaching for my other knight to put it on c3, but that's not happening. Anyway, this gets my queen relevant. Probably the most common question, but how do you learn to play better? This is a chess stream. Sometimes I forget. I don't get enough socialization, so I'm often like off on some random topics during the stream, like real estate. Yeah, Shizo, it's an important question. I'm here to help people get better at chess, ultimately. But a very general question. You need to play and you need to study. And you need guidance to some degree, whether that's from a video, from a book, or from private lessons with a coach or something like that. It's important that you implement all of these things, not just one of them. For example, some people try to just play without reading any sort of chess books. I mean, that's doing things the hard way. You really need to try to play and study the game. YouTube videos are very popular today. I have my own YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. But I don't think a YouTube video watching is enough. A lot more information can be packed into a book than in some sort of video. So I strongly recommend studying the chess, like kind of classic chess books. And coordinating that with playing long games if possible. The longer the time control, the more you have to think, the more analysis you have to do, the harder you have to work. It's like exercise. If you're on the barter system, what would you accept for chess lessons while living as a hermit on the Appalachian Trail? We can't talk about that. Food, all the basics. Juicebox Wizard. Food, entertainment. Water. Plane tickets to Cancun, maybe? Alright. Carabineros says he challenged me next. But seriously now, knight c4, is that going to be a problem? You took away my favorite move, bishop e3. I have to get ready for the backwoods retirement in Maine. When I'm an old man, no longer famous, like I am now, I'll have to take barter in exchange for my chess lessons. Bread. Will chess for bread. You know, it's weird. I keep thinking I'm castled, but I'm not. No, Shizo, 10 minutes is not enough for absolute beginners. I do that with some of my beginning students, but I feel like it's still not enough. If you're a working person and you can't spend more than an hour playing chess every day, then you probably have to settle for the 10-minute games. But ideally, that's not enough. I mean, I grew up playing in a chess club. My first tournament games were, you would go to the chess club at 6 in the evening and play like a 4-hour game. I mean, that was standard. We would play like 1 4-hour game once a week. I think that's the way chess was really, really meant to be played, not 1 minute per game, 3 minute per game. This is entertainment. So 10 minutes is not really enough. It's a substitute for a real chess game. What about Bitcoin? Juicebox, I can take Bitcoins in the future. You can pay me for chess lessons with Bitcoin, by the way. Absolutely possible. Okay, my pieces are buried here. Not really happy about it. The major problem is that I've been unable to trade any pieces. Proud of this move, though. Look at the acerbate diagonal going on here. Now it looks like a Tarrasch French. Most people would believe this was a normal French Tarrasch position. Troll is tough, man, today. Wow. He's kind of scaring me. Insanely good play by Troll, who's a rating. His rating is a lie. It's 1554. He's better than that. No, seriously, for improving at chess, you need to play long games. That's why I'm disgusted by the popularity of bullet chess. Maybe entertainment for masters who already are very competent at the game, or for anyone, entertainment. But for players who are serious about improving, it just develops bad habits. I just blundered, it looks like. Troll's play is absolutely perfect today. I just blundered. Wonderful. I should have played Queen C2. And I have a worse position. He goes Botvinnik on me with like G5, G4. I'm getting crushed. All of his pieces are like perfectly coordinated. This is wrong, Troll. You're supposed to take with the knight. Is that right? It was like a perfect game by Black. I don't think that C4 is even sound. Can I do that? He lost on time, of course. So you just play knight takes. What am I doing? This doesn't work. This is just ridiculous. C4 is just a blunder. I have to play very slowly. Queen C2 and G5, and Black is clearly better. You could have played G5 on the previous move with a huge crushing attack. I'm exaggerating. Stockfish thinks that white is better here. I don't see that. How is white better? Seriously? Queen c2 is the best move. We'll accept that, but g5 isn't a strong attack for black? Wow. Because of his loose knight here. So maybe that move wasn't necessary. Oh, you played a6, and you don't even need to play a6. Yeah, I mean, a6 is bad. What does that do? So just start attacking me with g5. This looks, I think, promising. You have a strong chance to really go for something on the king side with g5, g4. Yeah, he has an isolated pawn, but I mean, it's a theoretical advantage. I don't see how that's relevant now in this middle game. Maybe in the end game, his d-pawn is a weakness. I'm sort of surprised that my advantage is so big according to the computer. But I just blundered. I mean, c4 just loses a pawn. He could just play knight takes. And I'm lost, basically. Down a pawn for nothing. Oh man, I've got to play Schieberspieler next? Seriously? Schieberspieler is going to host a tournament, everybody, after my stream at around 2 o'clock. I finished at 1:30. Maybe we'll raid his stream. And he's going to host a tournament at 2, if I understand correctly. We got to keep him out of his prep. The Abadas attack. Yeah, avoid forfeit round 1 games, sure. People will drop out. Well, you don't have too much to worry about in 2 hours. I usually set up my tournaments days in advance. Have I lost to Schieber? I have a lot of losses. He's up 38-30 in the lifetime score. Though I am at a slight disadvantage commentating during the games. It would probably be a little closer if we'd probably be, I think our score would be about even if I hadn't do this damn commentating during the games. But he's a really good player. Knight f6, g3. Although not all of our games were played on my stream. There's some from, well, most of them. There's some from the tournament, maybe. He's given me some, we've had some quick draws too. g3. Alright, whatever. He's got a plus score. No excuses. Mule Skinner's like, yeah, I noticed that your rating's gone up, Mule Skinner. And you're not the only one. Although you haven't been on our stream, you've played a lot of games with me. Actually, Mule Skinner, how many games have we played? Morales was the first one to 300. But you've cut back lately. See, as soon as Mule Skinner stopped watching our stream, he started getting better. It's a good advertisement. Bishop e7. The race to 500 is on. The Slaggy 500. What did we... Ubatis would play like e4. One of our viewers and my students likes to play this setup for white. But I'm not in love with e4 so early here. Right, that's why I call it Slaggy 500. Like auto racing. What did Mule Skinner say? 252 games. So Mule Skinner, if he would start coming to the stream more often, probably work restrictions. Actually, shouldn't you be at work, Mule Skinner? Knight f3. We have Fridays off or something. He could be one of the second people to, he could be the second player to 300. Morales is well over now. Acerbate has few. He doesn't challenge me in the Blitz stream, so he only has 100. H6 preventing bishop g5. I play the classical peer cheaper spiller, so I know what you're doing. You know, it's interesting what you talk about. Willis. Rook e8 is an interesting move too. Rook e1 and I'm like inverted. Schieber played a setup with c3 against me when I did this with colors reversed. Schieber still realized it's a reverse peer. That's pretty swift. I had the same game with Shredayevich with like colors reversed a couple of years ago. Concerning last game, g5, g4 is not sound when the center is still explosive. Nerve Kior, you can just throw a wing attack without having a fixed center. You can't just throw a wing attack without having a fixed center. It's, in theory, what you're saying. But I mean, the center is fairly fixed there. I mean, you see what I tried to do. I tried to play c4, but I couldn't. You know, I don't actually have a break. The center is not truly locked like a oblique, you know, pawn formation. I said oblique. First time on my stream ever. Wow, he castled here. What's that about? Castles is an ambitious try. He doesn't want to trade knights and simplify the structure. When c4 is still an asset for white. Well, if I can break, then maybe you're right. If I can't, then you're wrong. Of course, every answer is always like, well, it depends on the position. But your theory is sound. You know? Every single position has to be evaluated, you know, individually at the end of the day. But that's the classic principle, that a flank attack should be answered with a strike in the center. Yes, sir. You are correct. Your principles are correct. Just a question whether I can do it or not. It's a little trickier than I thought. Shall we go for h4 knight? That's Yabatas. This is a game inspired by one of my students. That's his favorite move, he said. Unfortunately, this knight is guarding another important point right now. It looks like the position is sort of in equilibrium. Sheepers are playing for cheapos now. Cheapo master. Color complexes are important here, Nerkior. I don't really like symmetrical positions. key central squares and color complexes. I think that's how I'm really looking at this. There are tactics, but not that much in this position, obviously. I refuse to surrender to you. He wants my a3 pawn, for one thing. Something in the h-file. The h-file is relevant. Ooh, look at those white squares. What? What? It's almost like he's trying to trick me or something. Wow. That's unbelievable. I can't believe those weaknesses. I can't resist. How is he not losing material here? This is how he's not losing material. Unbelievable. This isn't that easy, because I don't have an open line. That's why I'm playing this pawn exchange. My rook can't get in the game. I don't really like this pawn exchange, but my rook needs an open file, and the b file is all I've got. But I like how analytical you guys are. This isn't so easy. Damn. We got him. Yeah. Wasn't his best game. We were lucky today. Schieberspieler will be out for blood in the tournament. Viking beer from Reunion. Yeah, F6 was bad. Was a bad idea. Alright guys, we're taking the challenges. No favoritism toward the subscribers. I appreciate it though. Appreciate if somebody gives some subs today. Maybe we have a donation or two, a little bit war. Viking beer, be brave and challenge. After F6 you're slightly better. Are you still think F6 is, even if you're better or not, is F6 a good move? Do you really think F6 is the best move? It looks very weakening. Maybe your advantage is so big that Queen F7, what? Yeah, you're probably still okay. So this is a big mistake, Knight C3. Black's already better here. After C6? No. No, I'm lying. He still has a good move. Only one really good move here. Maybe you can play D4 actually. Alright, there's two. Two good moves for white. I'll give you that. Where's Jim been? He hasn't been on the stream in days. A little bit worried. D4, Knight F3 is the main line. This is theory. I played this accelerated dragon with black, so I try to play like this with white sometimes myself. D3. D3 is correct in principle. I thought that white's supposed to play C takes D here. Why is D3 wrong? I don't see an immediate refutation of D3. What do? I just take? It's not a big deal. C5. Something with C5? Maybe? Man, Prem, I just read that. I swear to God I didn't play this because of Prem's suggestion. I had the same feeling about C5. Something about C5. But I'm not certain. My plan is to, like, push. That's the problem with playing Knight C3 or Knight C6 in the black side of the C3 Sicilian so early. There's always this danger it gets hit by D4, like the advancing, or D5 with clubs reversed, this advancing pawn. The million-dollar question is, do you take or push? Taking now is better for black. Because no longer he can play, maybe he should have played Knight C2 there instead of Knight B3. I'm slightly better. I can also take on D3 and then push. ED, D4. I'm going to play this. I'm going to settle for what looks like a slight advantage. Yeah, and the World Loser's suggestion also. Bishop E4 could have been tried. There's a lot of options. That's why a lot of people wonder why I spend so much time. I mean, seriously, you got a position like that. I know World Loser plays quick. But I mean, seriously, like, there's a lot to think about here. I literally have maybe like 4 or 5 candidate moves. It's a blitz game. How do I decide, like, which one to play? I like, to consider my options, and I'm not that fast calculating. I guess we just need to be able to calculate faster. Schieberspieler, you hope you can paste it here. Welcome to do so. That's Schieberspieler's Arena coming up at 2 o'clock. Or is it a Swiss? Sorry. Swiss Miss. Intuition. Well, that's the troll in a roll. Everyone has varying levels of intuition. But I think, intuition isn't like riding a bicycle. Honestly. Viking Beer is sacrificing a pawn. Momentarily, 2 pawns. I feel like you gotta play a lot for your intuition to be kind of sharp, if that sounds logical. If I don't play a lot, my intuition is a little like out of focus or something. I haven't played enough Blitz in the last few years because I've been teaching most of the time. When I wasn't really doing chess teaching full time, I spent more energy on playing, and I feel like I was playing better Blitz in those days. I'm more analytical now, but my speed is slower. Prem666, you can watch GM games and extract the ideas. Be a chess watcher. Okay, Viking Beer went a little too far here. Actually, I like knight takes c4 in that position. He's playing like a pawn sacrifice, but it might not be that bad if you have to get to this position, which I think might not be the best. His move knight d2 is weird, but I understand it. He didn't want to allow trade of queens. He should play pawn takes pawn, allow the trade of queens. He's gone a little too far. A lot too far. Queen e2 check. Bishop e3. A favorite move of Acerbate. c4 drops the pawn to queen a4 check. So what do I got here? Think a lot, think about all you got. A song by John Fedorovich. You were watching Hort. He said there was a period of time in which no Soviet players were allowed to beat Karpov. Alright, so Hort was from the Czech Republic. Well, then it was Czechoslovakia. So does that include him? Or, do players from like the Czech... Did players from Czechoslovakia have the same restrictions? They're not allowed to beat Karpov? Ooh, rumors. Nice job, Viking Beer, spotting knight h4. The only way to try to undermine my control of the pawn on d3. White is in bad shape, but I'm not exactly sure where my refutation is. Have you seen my refutation? It's easy to just say white is losing here. Okay. Queen e7 check, bishop e3. Where's the next move? White is losing here. Well, maybe he's down a pawn for the rest of his life. But I don't see it. The immediate, like, winning move or something. Alright, I'm just gonna have to play, like, a second-rate move pretty soon. I just don't know. I'm not happy with this move, but I'm up a pawn, and he's probably going to have to trade queens. Why ask why? Because I had 9 seconds left. I probably didn't see something. Queen e7, bishop e3. All day long. And then knight f5 is going to be hitting my queen as well. Wasn't that easy to see like a forced win for black. I probably had a host of good moves, but choosing from between them is hard. Viking Beer's playing credibly. Not incredibly, but credibly. No, I mean, I wouldn't miss Queen e7 if it worked. Now he lost his credibility with bishop d2. One bishop up. Credibility 0. Good fight. So, if I may be so daring, if I may dare, what is my best move here after knight h4? If I may be so bold. So the engine still likes Prem's suggestion of Queen e7 at first, but then changes its mind to my move. Haha. Best move. I thought down to 9 seconds because I was dissatisfied with this. But that's the best move I had. But how do you know unless you think? Alright, Scared Knight. Guys, I'm just taking challenges in the order I get them, so please don't beg me to play you. If you're on the list, you're on the list. Bishop g4 f3, Queen e7 check. Right. Maybe. He surprised me with f3. I was low on time and I was like, what? So I didn't have time to consider all my options. f3 was not what I expected. Of course I expected him to take the pawn. He's lucky to be down one pawn and not worse at that point. I felt it was a major concession. Oh, I was supposed to play knight f3. I don't want to do any more of that. I'm not in the mood for the Budapest Gambit today. Not yet. I want to see what else you play. So, alright. Major transition to a different opening. He's playing the Budapest Gambit if you play c4. But Morales has the same problem. Like, he doesn't really have maybe a consistent opening if you disallow the Budapest Gambit. I assume Scared Knight has something here. You must have something to play. Boris Gulko. Boris made me do this. He beat me with a system in like 1998 or 99. I guess it was 99. And then I started playing it. I was like, okay, well, if you can do this, I can do this. I realized how it's like an annoying system to play against. But h6 is a good move, likely. Maybe you should play the London. Well, I mean, I think the London was designed for players who are not playing much, just casually, don't have time to study openings, they're busy, you know, chasing girls or something. Juicebox. Running around Southeast Asia. It's designed for people who don't have time for real opening study. The London is an option. You know I like to diss it, but it has its point, you know. But I think the London is a bad choice now. I mean, everyone plays that because of certain people. Magnus especially. If you start playing an opening that's extremely trendy, you're putting yourself at a distinct disadvantage. Why play an opening that everyone faces every day, every hour of the day, every other game? You know, everyone is well practiced in the London system. It's basically like the worst thing to play from that perspective. Now this is a weak move by Black. I don't think he should give up the tension there. E4, it's a Marazzi. I could play H4. Seriously, but where's my king's gonna have to hide on F1? That's an option. Don't destroy your career. Destroy someone else's career. The C file is open. Normally I would play for like Queen C2 at some point here. I wanted to play H4. But seriously, play the Tory attack or the Kali system or some other closed queen pawn system. But honestly, everyone faces the London all the time. There are like millions of YouTube videos about how to play the London system. It seems like a stupid idea to play right into that. Now we must reassess our plan here after D5. Reassess your chess. So in chess, I hope didn't come with Fat Fritz. Regularly $49.99, but now with Fat Fritz included. I seriously never read Reassess Your Chess. I'm just kidding. I like the name. Silman has always marketed himself really well. He's got his books in major bookstores. He's done a great job marketing his brand. I really don't know, but the book has a good track record. I'm just kidding around. Whoa. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. I guess I should play F5. Speaking of intuition. On the intuition front, Karpov. Space is the final frontier. I just almost clicked the resign button. That's awkward. My mouse skills are rather sketchy. No, I mean, Silman's not a snake oil salesman like some people. I think that his stuff is legit. You know, he put a lot of work into his teaching methodology. Some chess books aren't that well thought out, but I think he's a solid recommendation. H5. I can't say I'm surprised by that move. Scared Knight has a unique and unusual style of play. I don't understand how he's so fast. His moves are really... I was talking about this in the last tournament when I beat him in the last round. You know, it's all like scatter shot. I can never ever predict a single move he makes. It's almost like they're chosen at random. He's constantly coming up with like totally unrelated plans, so it's difficult to predict his moves. Normally I can predict people's moves, which gives me a serious advantage on time. But against him, that's totally invalid. Can you validate my parking ticket? When you can't predict your opponent's moves, it's hard. Definitely something strange stylistically with his game. I can't figure it out. He's extremely fast, compared to me at least. Which isn't saying much. What we would play best against is probably people who are like us but not as good. So someone with a similar style to my own, who's weaker than me, like a worse version of me, is my ideal opponent. But with Scared Knight, I don't know what I'm gonna see for the next move. He resigned. Well, he resigned prematurely. Knight f8, queen f5. He's losing his h-pawn. I guess he's probably lost. But I didn't think it was that bad. Back if we go to rook e6. You know, I wasn't really happy to play rook e2. I'm winning according to the engine, but there is this weird rook e3 move that's very disruptive that I was concerned about. I was honestly worried about this. I didn't remember I could play queen c2 here, unfortunately. Didn't remember. Well, I should say I didn't see it. You keep getting the purple Twitch stream, which blocks out the stream. Anyone? Guys, please donate and support the stream. We've had very, very few donations this week, so appreciate it if you can drop some bits in the tip jar. Or subscribe. The purple Twitch stream. The purple screen. I know what you're talking about. When you're watching through lichess. Yeah. I guess the best thing to do is go to the actual Twitch site. Alright. Please drop a donation, everybody. Subscribe. Let's get at least a couple subs today. Come on. Pretty please. Alright, what do we got? E4, E5. Viva Las Lichess. Knight C6, Bishop B5, Spanish. No, Twitch is fine. He's just talking about when you watch through lichess. Oh, you wanted the King's Gambit. I miss Weird Wednesdays. Or loser. Zen Chess, thanks for subscribing. Yes. He's on a 5-month streak. Only 5 months. Zen Chess, we missed you for a while. Overall, 31 months. Where did you go? We lost you at one point. I know it's not that easy because you're watching from the US, and my stream is more European facing now. No, he's starting B5 here. Rubinstein. This is called the Rubinstein system. So theory says like bishop takes C6 is the main line. I'm not in love with giving up my bishop. Yeah, I understand Zen Chess. I used to go back and forth between Hungary and the United States, but that didn't happen this year due to the pandemic. I'm no longer a dual citizen of the world, in a sense. Thoughts on lichess studies? Lichess studies are an excellent feature. I'm doing a stream on Wednesdays where we're analyzing master games and openings. If you'd like to come by on Wednesday morning. Bishop G4. Alright. So I've considered playing this with black. What would black's main move be here? BE7? I guess this is a move, though. Okay, I'm on my own because I don't really play this system much. I think previously I've played like maybe C3. I'm not sure if black can try to take that pawn. Now I can't remember. Ay, ay, ay. The only thing I hate is people who tell you your moves are bad because they run the engine during the whole lesson. Oh, you mean like on the lichess studies? Well, there's got to be a lot of... Yeah, people like... They're masters because they they run the engine. I try to combine my brain with the engine and come up with a hybrid. I think it's important to try to balance it out. We can't like pretend there's no chess engines when we're analyzing, but at the same time we try to find a happy medium and not be too one-dimensional, just believing everything the computer says, because it's not that easy. Man, I don't know. D4 is possible. Let's go for it. Let's give him some hell. Give him hell, man. Captain Evans. Wow, Praying Mantis 1400. Quick. You're quick. 1700 Rapid. 1400 Blitz. Oh, someone was talking about Viking chess. You were talking about it, right? H3, though. Should I play H3? Pawn F6, Bishop D1, Pawn E7, Queen E7, Rook takes. That's not enough pieces. Just checking. Always check and make sure. Now he's got a bad structure. I think when you're talking about H3 there, you're probably on the main line. But H3 doesn't change the position dramatically. H3, Bishop H5. We still have to do something. I didn't expect him to exchange. I expected him to play Bishop H5, which I think is correct. Probably I've seen this variation in Sweden's book on the Roy de Pez. I have it in the other room somewhere. The old Schachverlag German chess opening series, published Sweden, and also like he's published in English. One of the best books on the Spanish is a complete work by the Soviet Grandmaster. That's the best book on the Spanish that I've seen, you know, sort of all in one, inclusive. Although there's a number of books actually. The Schachverlag one was broken up into several parts. But I remember him talking about Bishop G4. I'm pretty sure Bishop G4, H3, Bishop H5 is like a main variation there. But I was really expecting him to take on D4, Queen D4, Bishop F3, and then damage my kingside structure. Before Bishop G4, aha, like H3. Yeah, well, good luck against Mamedyarov or something like that. He'll probably have G5 on you before you know it. Yeah, but it might work. It might work. Just be wary of like really crazy things like G5, G4. There was a game where Grishuk lost against Mamedyarov like a couple of years ago. He got ambushed in a line like that. Anytime you play H3 and you're castled and the opponent's not, you have to consider the possibility of some kind of bayonet attack with G5, G4. It's basically usually, you know, likely to be unsound. But Mamedyarov like plays unsound stuff all the day. That's his job. Oh, this is good. That's the plan. Super Knight. Uber driver. Black's hanging on, but a very, very problematic structure. Now H3. I'm sure I missed good moves. Sometimes I get a little lazy and calculate not enough and focus more on strategic ideas, missing obvious tactics. I mean, h3 is still a good useful move at some point. Another thing that annoys me here is like I want to bring my other rook over, but at some point thanks for illustrating that, Praying Mantis. That's going to happen at some point, so my rook's going to be attacked. Excellent illustration by Praying Mantis. Now what? I'm done with this pressure on my e4 pawn. I don't want to be like losing that. Promising endgame for white. Free pawn? I didn't see a free pawn. I mean, how is he 1400? That's crazy. He's no 1400. There, G takes is better, actually. I could have played Rook D7 as well. How is your rating 1400? Every time I play this guy, I'm like, how are you 1400? I don't understand. He's too fast and too solid. Once in a while, he'll make a blunder. I don't want to give up the file here. This is a minor problem, having my pawns doubled on the king's side, but losing control of the open file is huge. He lost on time. I'm not sure this is winning. It's clearly better for white, but not so easy to actually force a win. Plus 1.4. That's the cutoff. If you analyze with engines, end games, and the evaluation is at around 1.5. That's basically with Stockfish where I would say it's not clear if it's a win or a draw. If it goes higher, it's definitely a winning position. I always use this as a rough estimate. About 1.5 with perfect defense, black might be able to hold. But I guess you'd really have to let it run. So if you look at the opening theory, bishop g4 is not a move. That's weird. I don't understand. It's not such a bad move. It's actually a very, very similar position to the Rossalimo Sicilian. This is not a common position. It's the #1 move of the engine and never been played in only 6 games. How can there only be 6 games from this position? Rook E1 is uncommon. So everyone plays D4, and this is like the main line in the Swayton book. Okay. D4. This is risky, playing knight takes E4, but it's a lie. And then here, and this is seriously a variation. If you go back in the wonderful world of chess base, you can find in a real database tons of games. There's more than 3 games that have been played in this. Unfortunately, the Opening Explorer doesn't show all the wonderful classic games that have been played in the previous century. There are tons of games, probably, where this position was played. There's definitely theory here. So this, you cannot trust or use the Opening Explorer on on lichess for serious research purposes. you know, the most recent game is 1997, as if like there weren't chess games before 1997. There was no chess before 1997. All right, Morales is up next. So I'm not supposed to play rook e1 right away, but it's not a bad move either. You know, we'll find games where that position was played. We'll find games with bishop g4 if we have a really good database. Definitely. That position has been played before. All right, we got white against Morales. Chess Illustrated. Oh no. F3, like World Loser. I saw World Loser, you're playing this against everything. Only on the third move, right? C4, E6, F3. Tricky. Let's take chess. Let's take Morales out of chess base. Let's take chess base out of book. Let's take Morales out of book. Guys, please subscribe. We need some new subscribers. Let's give some subs. Give that man a sub. Welcome everyone to the stream. Don't forget Sunday we've got a simul stream. Sunday simul. Obviously on Sunday at 6:30 CET. Weird variations. This one is for Mr. Coffee. This is not a weird variation. The good old Kali system. Solid formation for white. Keep a Rubinstein style. Alright, let's take him to Rubinstein style. Yes, it's the Queen's Gambit accepted reversed. We're making Morales, who's an e4 player. Now look at him. He's like bishop e6 instantly. You're an e4 player. You're going to show us how to play the Queen's Gambit accepted reversed perfectly. You wrongly pre-moved. Like bishop e3 is like the main line. If we play this position reversed, that's like the number one move. If we add one move and you like instantly pre-moved it. That's scary. Bishop b3 is like the main line of the Queen's Gambit accepted. So I'm hoping that I get an e4 player here forced to play d4. Uncomfortable. Instead he's like pre-moving the right move by accident. There's a debate between this square and this square. Should that bishop retreat? Like where should it go? If you preemptively retreat, should it be b6, d6, or e7? Because all of the above are possible. How do you know? Unless you're just lucky and pre-move to the right square. Of course, with black, it should be different. I had a game with someone, I think Nick Adams, where he played one of these lines and went back to e7. Schieberspieler-like setup. With black, we have to be a little more cautious than with white, so maybe that's true. Maybe he should be a little more cautious with the tempo down. It's been a long time since I studied Rubinstein's games, but Morales plays like he knows what he's doing. Perfectly comfortable playing what is d4. I feel like I'm on Jeopardy. What is d4? Whoa. I can play b5. What would Asterbate do? Would Asterbate play b5 here? You know he would. Can I take that pawn? Acer. I like to incorporate the idea of many of the people who contribute to the stream. Contribute the ideas, I should say. So basically Morales is playing, he's playing the Sicilian, magically. He's playing the white side of the Sicilian. He turned the black side of the Queen's Gambit accepted into the white side of the Sicilian. Very naturally and easily. That's shocking. Shocking and upsetting. He's a maniac, so this is totally natural for him. He just likes to attack like a lunatic. So sacrificing a central pawn for open lines is completely standard. I could have played much safer. I thought, you know, e5 is a psycho-aggressive move. Here. e4 is possible. Then I had bishop f6. Alright, so here, here. Here I could have played it safe by like castling. But I was scared of f5. So I went for it. But I have no idea what's happening here. You know, black seems to have compensation. How do I trade queens? Oh my gosh. No. Mr. Bill. Can I do this? I don't want to retreat. Don't retreat unless you have to. Mr. Morales, no. Warren buffeted. He was buffeted. Is this sound? Was my game sound? Maybe it's better just to play e4 there. I don't know. Competitive puzzle stormers. I can't do it. I'm too slow. I suck at Puzzle Storm. I'm too slow. Is this a good idea to do King E2? Speed is an issue for me in Sharknado Storm. You acerbated. What am I doing? You're trying to blitz me. I never should have left my king in the center. Now I have to be very careful. Why would I do that? He's really pissed. You can tell Morales is pissed. Does he have something here, maybe? For real? I wonder if I have to play Rook Bishop C1 or something. Damn. That's unpleasant. It's like pulling teeth. Can I develop my pieces now? Threw everything at me. Is it sound? My pawn grab? Bishop d3. Not surprisingly, this position has been reached. Bishop d3. e5. Yeah, this is like... You're just asking too much. He couldn't help it, his aggressive nature. He's just asking too much from life with e5. Couldn't control himself. He has to play the most aggressive move possible. So cd5, knight d5, b5. Wow, and so you can try this. Mother of peace sacrifices. I'm not surprised that this is playable. I honestly was seriously considering just castling here. Now you can play f6, and Schieberspieler is happy. Schieberspieler will play h6 and claim he has an advantage. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was just a joke. Don't take it personally. It's visually unappealing to play f6 and h6. I'm being too dogmatic. But seriously, look, you have this. I didn't see this either. Takes, b5, knight d4. Anyways, even this is okay. Knight a5, knight e5. I was a little concerned about queen g5. And then I was going to play queen f3, I think. But it looks like I have tons of good moves. That's a favorite move of Morales, like playing the Budapest Gambit and stuff. He loves to throw his queen around, like down here. So this actually fits his style pretty well. But apparently I have really strong moves like this. I didn't see. I can sack this pawn because Richie won. Hello. With the g7 pawn and the bishop here. Wow. There's some good variations that could backfire seriously for black there. So I was worried about that. That's silly. You've actually got to be careful, and f6 is bad. So f6 is popular move today. Popular move with you guys. What did Ben Feingold say? Alright, Neil Skinner's up. Game 253. Yes. Could be the next one to 300. The cheapo bishop takes h7. I'm lucky with knight f3 today. Oh, we're going to play the same line? We have to now. It's thematic. Neil Skinner, same as Morales, e4 player, being forced to play d4 with white. Now he's white. He's really black. But in a sense he's white. He's essentially white in the d4 opening. And that's the reason why we're playing the Queen's Gambit Accepted. Put people in an uncomfortable situation. Make e4 players play d4. Hey, you don't know anything about playing d4. It's okay. This is not objectively that good for white. Guys, please subscribe and donate. We've got a maximum of 250 from Mahar, Agnes Karajewski, and Mr. Coffee this week. Support your local chess streamer. D takes c5, e6, a3. Same as last game. Lichess good. Am I playing only subs? No, I'm just playing the challenges as I got them. As long as it's 5+3 casual and you have an established rating, I'll take the challenges, but I'm only going until around 1:30. So we have about 45 minutes left. Morales miss mouse slip bishop e6, but it's probably not a bad move. I don't have that many games over the board in this opening, just a handful. I think Adams played, not Michael, but American FM, Nick Adams played like b4, bishop e7 against me here. That's more of a Schieberspieler setup. Compact and solid for black. Princess Chess, welcome. Can someone gift his Prime subscription? I don't think so, Padre and Tony, but that's a cool idea. Good to see you, by the way. Padre and Tony is one of the regulars that hasn't been around that much. Working too much. Don't let work interfere with your chess. Dude. VIPs, Asterbait, Antonio Morales, Schieberspieler. Welcome, everybody. We're going to be streaming for another 45 minutes. That's what Adams played against me. I think this is a good setup. Probably Schieber. You showed a game you did a similar strategy with White against Krijan Laszlo. Remember? It's kind of like a reverse of that. I know that you played like B3 against him, but that's a move that can be played subsequently. So I think this is one of Black's best tries in this line. Actually, pawn takes pawn is a lower risk move here for me. I'm not that crazy about it though. Because b5, I don't know if this may be a very bad mistake, but when I play b5, you've got a huge hole there. I don't remember what I played against Nick Adams. This doesn't seem right. I guess I played b5 in the game that I was talking about earlier. This is pretty weak. My only hope here is to win on time or something. Doesn't look like White has any advantage. Maybe he should play Queen A5 check there. I feel like objectively that's a safe move. Normally bringing the queen out early, not necessarily a good move, but what am I going to do? I started to get a little concerned about Queen A5 check knight D2 and something like sitting a knight on E4. Now he's doing Queen A5. I guess it's still good. I liked it slightly better on the last move, but it's still might be just fine. Fine and jolly. Bishop D3. I lose the tempo. I mean, there's worth things in life. All right, we'll trade, I guess. Worth things. Then speech impediment that I seem to have. C takes d5. Because I didn't like bishop d3, d takes c. Obviously, like, losing a whole move for nothing sucks in general. Because losing a whole move for nothing sucks in general, I'm going to play it this way. Now, he took with the knight, preserving his structure. How do I get my freaking kingside developed? Bishop d3, knight c3 doesn't quite work. So we're in time for this. That's the diagonal we won. When we play the Mr. Coffee, any sort of Mr. Coffee opening, the Kali system, the Kali Circuitor. Mr. Coffee doesn't play this, does he? Is he even here? I don't think he's even here today. Mr. Coffee was posting memes with, like, Bernie on the surface of Mars. That's got to be overdone already. Come on, Mr. Coffee. We know you love Star Trek, but the Bernie memes combined with Star Trek and Mars. He's not here. All right, Mule Skinner, thankfully, using a lot of time. It's usually me that's in time pressure. Black should be fine. All I know is that black is fine here. Maybe he's not better, but he's fine. This is such a lame move. To play b takes a5. I guess I have to push. I just hate this knight getting in here, like, forever. What am I supposed to do about it? Maybe Mule Skinner will just nicely lose on time. Okay, so the OMG. Queen c2. This is craziness. Well, I have to move my queen. I have 3 choices. There's also bishop h7, which was my original plan, but I don't know if I necessarily want to go there. We'll play it this way. Is knight b4 a problem? No. There are other problems here. This looks like it might be a mistake for black, but I'm not so sure. It's a deep idea. A deep temporary pawn sacrifice. Not what I expected. I actually expected him to play knight a4. Does this work? You can just do that? I like your knight on d5, strong piece. What would Boris Gelfand do? And Tony? Maybe we've got a little something here. The quadruple check. What's the maximum? Yeah, we've got a nice little advantage. What are you doing? What is that? He's trying to do some sort of sacrifice on e3. Sneaky. b5. There. He's still alive. A lot of dark square weaknesses. Damn it. Give me that. This I learned from studying Gelfand games with Padron and Tony. You try to win a queenside pawn and then you've got your bishop pushing that pawn down there. Good chance in the end game. But seriously, what about this opening? Before we go on, just want to look and see how bad this was. So a5 is good. See, there's games here. Black has a plus score. My game might even be in there. Someone played b takes a, but it's like, it's weak. But there's no good answer for white. White just has nothing. Gelishvili managed to win. b5. Galkin Savchenko 0-1. That's what I was afraid of. Knight on bd7. Yeah, and it's fine for black. Alright, good system to answer that. Queen b3 instead of b5. I doubt it works, but it's worth thinking about. We would like to play a move like that. Zen chess in general in such positions, I think yes. No g4 against the King's Indian. My days of David Bronstein systems are not really fresh here. I used to play this way with black. That's a mistake probably. Trading pawns in the center there. I'm playing more like Kasparov. Alright. Gary liked to play knight on bd7 in the King's Indian fianchetto back in the day. Old school. But white's setup isn't really accurate. Exchanging pawns on e5 is a mistake. Be careful how we do this. Knight e8, knight c7, knight e6. I want to control these squares. I'm threatening rook d8 here. And knight d3. This is serious. But in general, this is the bad exchange. I mean, he should play e3, normal moves here. There are some exceptional positions where the exchange is okay. There's some setups with like queen c2, maybe bishop e3. White can even put the bishop in front of the e-pawn and not play e4. But here white has to be careful about the square, the d4 square. I mean, that's the point. Why exchanging is bad. Now, this is a threat. This is a flop. I want to blockade. Dark square blockade. The only problem is if I maneuver knight e6, I'm dropping my e5 pawn tactically. That can be bad. I can play knight fd7 here, knight b6. But knight b6 is a crap square. So rook e8, I guess. And we'll recycle. Recycling. Don't forget to recycle. Recycle your knights. This is also Petrosian, like overprotection of strong point. Bishop takes c5 should be a mistake. He has to have a very good reason to do that. His idea is that he's going for b6. So only truth will tell if this is justified or not. Truth will tell. I mean, only time will tell. Only truth will tell. Don't try to trick me. Just saying what I don't mean. Knight a4 is a neat idea. Is it good enough? Maybe. Queen b4, a3 doesn't do anything. Queen e7, knight b6. White is fine. It's weird. This may actually work for white. Queen a7, c5, and he's got me tied up. It might be better off just playing like queen e7. Okay, if he takes my bishop on c8, I'm fine. I don't want to lose my a pawn. He didn't play c5. Now he goes back. It's almost like his moves are not really thought out. Speaking of intuition. He's turned into like a grandmaster. Maybe I should do this, actually. I don't know, he's like able to play instantaneous move, tying me down like a positional grandmaster. I can't believe this happened. How bad I've been outplayed here, like an idiot. It felt like White played the opening like he had no clue what he was doing, and now I'm suddenly lost. Very inconsistent. Just because of one concept with a c5 on the queen side. I had to put my rook on a7. That was probably a mistake. Better off just like losing my a pawn. The bet police. Good thing I don't do betting. Bishop f1. Extremely positional play by White. Zenchess gifted the tier 1 sub to the community. I think it's a conspiracy. Went to Schieberspieler. Good choice. Zenchess, thank you so much for being a supporter of the stream. I can't believe how bad I ruined my position. Wow. All went downhill. Guys, Schieberspieler, speaking of Schieberspieler, thanks again, Zenchess. Schieberspieler is going to host a stream with a tournament at 2 o'clock. It randomly, I think it's a conspiracy. It's like Ron DeSantis in Florida. They have VIP lists for COVID vaccinations. It's just random that it's like the 2 most richest zip codes in the county. One of the counties in Florida. VIP COVID vaccinations. What a great state. So, why are we not surprised? Wow. Play Kasparov. It's hard to believe you're 1900 in Bullet. Crushing me like a dog. How have you not beaten me before? That's hard to believe. It's hard to believe I'm 5-1 against you. I'm just getting my head handed to me strategically. But he's not only crushing me, he's much faster than me too. Just grabbing the pawn, why not? And why not? And he sees everything tactically. Maybe not. Almost everything. He let me live there for a moment. E5 was game over. I mean, I deserve to lose this game. At this point, it looks like there's a chance for my survival. That's not very friendly. I was brutally outplayed. What? Does anyone know what's happening here? Please get my rook back. This was horrible. I don't understand what I did wrong. I mean, I really had what looks like a standard position after a5. And this is killing. After bishop e3, I have to play knight fd7, which my original plan was. But white's slightly better. Well, that's impressive. So he just takes here, plays knight a4. And then c5. This was a huge mistake to play rook a7. But I was afraid I was going to lose my a pawn. I missed a good move now, knight d7, blockading the c5 square. Thanks, Kyle. I was lost. Elena. Guys, we have time for maybe 2 more games. Yeah, I'm okay when I'm in time pressure. I don't panic easily. Oops. I sort of pre-moved. You're sad. Sorry, I don't do pogs. You want a pog command? Elena may not be here. Have her played? I don't play bullet. It's a waste of time. It's bad for your game. I don't enjoy 1-minute chess. I don't even enjoy 3-minute chess, honestly. 5 is okay. But faster than that is just unnecessary. I like to actually think. And I'm not that mouse skilled, so. I was never good at bullet. I never tried, really. Very little. Alright, Elena doesn't seem to be here, so I'm going to cancel this challenge. And take the next one. Zen Chess. What's up, Kakatiri? I'll try to respond to your email later, but I haven't had time. E4, C5. We've got the ever dangerous Zen Chess. Bet please, I don't understand what you want. My English is very good. Should be. I graduated from Boston University in high school too. Unlike most chess players, I did finish my education. I'm not a complete chess bum. Bishop e3. We need no stinking mods. Asterbait. I could make acerbate a mod if I had to. Why do we need a mod? Everyone's so well behaved here. Is this reverse psychology? He's like, oh no, I forgot you play knight to g4. I just started playing that recently. Actually, I didn't used to like it. Bet please, why are you calling me Sag? You're not even saying my name right. Oh no, f3, that like loses for white, doesn't it? I had this once before. f3 almost loses. So I can play queen b6. We had this in a previous lifetime. Queen b6, knight f5, queen b2, knight g7, check. Pardon? Isn't that like normal? Sag is a Twitch emote. Oh, I thought he was trying to say my name. Slage and Sag, they're too close together. You can see if you have some. I get it. I thought he was just trying to say slaggy, but couldn't spell it right. See, the context is so hard on the internet. If we were in person, I would understand better. So Zen Chess allows the classic queen b6. What happened to that guy who kept telling lewd stories in chat? Bob comes from time to time. I don't think it was so much lewd stories. He was just sort of lewd in general. It's his entire personality, though he seems like he's been better behaved lately. Honestly. Sanchez, this is bad. We had this once before. Does the latest one stay above? It stays above. The latest ones are on the above. Rated I don't take, but I'm not going to get this many challenges. I gotta go in like 20 minutes. Sanchez played f3, which is wrong, and after queen b6 black is better. But I think there was a game or two where this actually happened. So now bishop h6. So what's happening here? King g8? Am I supposed to take your rook, I assume? Then your knight gets out. I don't remember this happening. That's a bad thing. Well, no, I can play king g8, but then he saves his rook. So I can't have everything. Zenchus, what did you do? You dug up some kind of freaky variation that works? Now I'm a little concerned. Knight b4. Knight b4 is interesting as well. I'm taking a whole rook. Is that worth nothing? I get a rook, you save your knight. I move my king. What's happening? I mean, you're down the exchange, right? It's just pretty murky. The problem is my rook's stuck on h8. Like, that's going to be hard to correct. That's my extra exchange. Self-correcting rook, autocorrect. I need some autocorrect. How will I ever get my rook off of h8? With a bishop on h6. I wish he would like win back the exchange with bishop g7 or something. Can you have back the exchange? I'll gladly give you my rook on h8 in exchange for your bishop on h6. His knight's hanging. It's a total bluff. But I'm stuck. This happened. Now it's sort of coming back to me. This happened in a tournament game I looked at in the Opening Explorer. The way that's sort of lingering compensation for the sacrificed exchange. Don't remember what happened in the game in question. The problem is my paralysis. Okay, I need to develop. I've got time for 1 or 2 more games. We got 4 challenges. I don't think I'm going to get to play those. Just half. Always sack the exchange. This rook. It is what it is. It's a standard accelerated dragon trap. Black is winning, probably, but it takes some technique. Winning is relative. My queen is relative. How many of you would have grabbed that pawn on a2? Raise your hand. You may have a problem with materialism. There are treatment programs for that. I mean, it might be a way to win the game. Ultimately, I could queen this a pawn. But I feel like that's kind of twisted. Treatment programs for chess materialists. If you're grabbing the rook pawn on a2, you may want to reevaluate your game. Chances of me incidentally getting checkmated just went down. But I'm still a little bit tied up here. I'm a little tied up at the moment. Look how that bishop just dominates the rook on h8. It's pretty instructive. It's actually not as strong. It's stronger than the rook on h8. Yeah, if I could get rid of that bishop on h6, I'm winning. Outdoor tourneys? Whoa, what just happened? Probably for a computer or something this would be easy. That I am not. Knight h5 f6 perhaps. Knight h5 knight g7. I've got to get this worked out. f6. Never play f6. If I took Ben Feingold literally, I would be in serious trouble here. He's really harassing me. This is harassment. Wow. His play is absolutely unbelievable. Now he... That's kind of anticlimactic. Drop my rook. I didn't expect you to trade rooks. I wasn't even looking. Wow. What an amazing game by White. I draw my rook. It's a draw, but I have to be a little careful. Not really, though. I mean, rook h5, I guess rook g2 or something. That's unbelievable. I'm winning. He's so fast, it's unbelievable. I don't see a way to stop this from coming in this position. I didn't see it rook f4. Without rook f4, I don't know. I have to live with the knight on e6. It's a win, but I didn't have time. Really good game. Last game, world loser. Yeah, you don't expect people to trade rooks. I thought he was trying to win. And generally avoid exchanges of pieces. So he's offering a trade of rooks unexpectedly there. Just didn't even pay attention. It should have been a draw. It was a good defense by White. World loser with the weird opening. Weird openings Friday. Maybe you played this against me before, I don't remember. Long time ago, perhaps. It's a good system for black, maybe, to try something fun and experimental. Generally considered bad. His line here. But there's some tricks. Yeah, I usually come unraveled when I lose a game. I have a tendency to go on tilt. Losing that to Zen chess hurts. Even if it's unrated, I take it seriously. But I've sort of threw away my advantage last game. Giving him the exchange back after a tough game. I had to find some sort of very patient defensive moves. And it's just easier to give back the exchange. It's not really check Benoni though, you know. It's something else. It's technically the check Benoni is like d4 c4. You're playing it right away. It's the same principle as check Benoni. It's like old Benoni or something. Again, I don't trust the qualifier of whatever the lichess opening explorer says. Openings don't have patented names, by the way, but tradition should speak to the opening names. I remember you played this, yeah. Okay. Now I remember. Aspirate you play a bad check Benoni. I mean that in the worst possible way. Rook takes f4. It's good that you switched. We have good control of these squares. The white squares, in general, are weak. Some people use bad as... That's bad, man. It's a good thing. I think that world loser maybe should have tried to trade pieces with knight h5 there. He missed it, playing the routine move. I guess his move was okay. Queen g6, though. He's gotten some knight g4 things. But black could get hammered here if he's not careful. What's next? I know that's next. What do I do next was what I meant. He has this. Yes. I was hoping he wouldn't see it. 97, 97. I just have to sacrifice a pawn. I mean, there's no other choice. My knight on d5 is strong, though. I don't know what to do. He's insanely fast. Okay, guys, Schieberspieler is streaming. So we're gonna sort of raid his stream. We can all play in his Blitz tournament. You're ready. Alright, I'm ready. I can't lose 2 in a row. But I faced the stiffest opposition at the end here with Zen Chess and World Loser. I really need to do more tactics training. World Loser just plays too fast. Oh, that doesn't work. Wow. Yeah, I almost hung my queen. Why not queen f3? Why would I pick to play queen f2? First of all, I hallucinated that he's not protecting e7. For like 60 seconds, I think I'm winning. But then my intuition, my third eye, c2 needs protection. It doesn't really, though. It does. Yeah, you're right, Schieberspieler. That's the other thing. Wow. My knight needs protection. I think queen f3 was better, though. Give me white square control. But in spirit, yeah, that's an explanation of why I did what I did. I'm down a pawn, but I have some compensation. The knight is very strong. He's on my c-pawn. Wow. Strong 2200. World Loser's 1900 correspondence, but that's not his specialty. What do I got here? Sensible decision. Alright, I gotta go. Good game. It's probably lost. World Loser with the endgame technique, too. I don't think he can be saved. I missed a draw. Only move rook h2. Damn it. I didn't see it. That's instructive. It's pretty obvious if you have time to think about it, but... Wow, nice game by Black. He's 2200. It's +3 for White in the opening. H5 was the best move, but he played H6 was the best move. It's a draw. I didn't realize till too late I could play queen h5 check and back and threaten knight f6. I was looking too much at this, you know, which doesn't work. So it's apparently a forced draw. But I didn't realize it was. There was nothing better for him than to take the draw here. Sad. Alright, good game. We'll be back on Sunday. I'm going to raid the Schieberspieler. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for subscribing, for supporting the stream. Thanks for following Pepsi Man. We'll be back on Sunday, simul at 6:30 CET. Here's Schieberspieler and his tournament. Bye-bye.